Hello everyone. Welcome to this webinar on interaction technology, or ITech as we call it. It's one of our newest master programs at the University of Twente, the university where I work. My name is Alma Schaafstal. I'm the program director of this program, Interaction Technology, but I'm not the only one today here speaking to you at this webinar. Besides me, you will be hearing from Professor Dirk Heilen, who's the professor in our program and will tell you a lot about the ongoing research. And besides him, we will have Emil Harmsen, who is one of our current master students, and he will tell you a lot about his personal experiences with the program, but he will also tell you about the very cool project that he's currently undertaking as his graduation project. Our university, the University of Twente, has as its slogan, its more strategic theme, the University of High Tech, Human Touch. In all of our educational programs, as well as our research programs, we always emphasize the relationship between, on the one hand, cutting-edge technology, and on the other hand, the impact that it can have on human lives. We're very much striving for educational programs, research that really has an impact on society. If there's one theme that really fits within this high-tech human touch idea, then it's our program, Interaction Technology, because that's basically what we do. We want to combine cutting-edge technology with the needs that real humans, real organizations, society really has. So with a little smile, I call our university the University of Interaction Technology. If we look at the aims of this program, in defining what we were going to do, we had a lot of discussion with the environment surrounding us, the companies, the organizations that were looking for what they call the new engineers. And the new engineer is someone who has a deep technological background, but who is also able to bridge disciplines, who is able to position, to understand what users really need, and is able to understand tech, but also is able to come up with real, novel, innovative solutions. So the aim of our program is to create impact by bridging those disciplines, by providing our students with a lot of technological deep knowledge, but also the knowledge to come up with good designs, with good research, with good entrepreneurship that really fits into the needs of real users and therefore have to create an impact on people's lives. Interaction technology, as I said already, is about the interaction of a user with a technology-based system. It takes into account the recent development of hardware and computational technologies because, as you will know, electrical engineering, what we know about sensors, really fits together with what we can do in terms of computer science and in terms of programming. So those two combines really are taken into account in interaction technology. And examples of this work, for example, include wearable interfaces, autonomous cars, digital playgrounds, social robots, VR, AR applications, a lot of it actually. This is a program with a vision. We want students who graduate from our master's program Interaction Technology to be proficient on 6 pillars, or have, let me put it more precisely, to have at least somewhat of a proficiency on all of those pillars. Because as you see in this picture, we have 6 pillars in our program, and the size of these pillars, they matter. The biggest pillar in the program is technology. In the end, it's an engineering program. And the technology that we offer come from computer science and electrical engineering. The second pillar is the one that teaches you about understanding humans and being able to analyze a context. Because only if you're able to really understand what human needs are, and if you really understand what a context asks from a user, you can come up with really novel, unexpected solutions. The third pillar is about storytelling. We want our students to be able to talk to customers, to talk to their superiors about why they designed a certain solution. Why did they come up with this idea? Why did they design it the way they really do? They have to tell a story. And the storytelling is not just about being able to come up to make a good presentation or to write a good research paper. It is a lot broader. It could include being able to come up, to really provide a good pitch, or to be able to tell your story in a different way. And then we have the 3 smaller pillars: design, research, and entrepreneurship. We want all of our students to have at least a basic understanding of those three. We want them to understand what being entrepreneurial means in this domain. Of course, we want you to have a foundation on research. In the end, it's a master's program at the university. And yes, we want you to be able to design something, because that's the only way that you can show what it is that you had in mind. Therefore, the program has the following structure. It's a 2-year master's program, so therefore it's 120 ECTS. You have you will take at least 4 courses on technology, 3 courses on understanding humans and context, 2 courses on storytelling, and one on the 3 other ones: design, research, and entrepreneurship. Then you have the graduation project, which is of course usually taken at the end of your program. But then you can see that you still have a lot of free space, elective space, in which you choose the programs, in which you choose the courses that you aim for, and that will really turn you into the professional, the interaction technologist that you want to become. Depending on who you are, you will take different courses on the various pillars. If you come from electrical engineering, you may want to take different courses in the technology pillar than if you come from computer science. If you have a strong interest in social robots, you will take different courses than when you have a strong interest in virtual reality, for example. So therefore you can see that you can also not just differentiate within the various electives and of course in what you conduct in your graduation project, but you can also see a big variation in what you can do on all of the 6 pillars. So therefore it's a deep program, but still it offers you a lot of choice. So this program is able to address a wide variety of interests, and you are able to make your own choices, but of course within boundaries, because we do want you to take enough courses on each of the 6 pillars as to ensure that you're a real interaction technologist. It's tailor-made, and we will help you choose between a study path that really fits your ideas, that really fits your future. So therefore, we're not presenting you with an overload of courses and tell you can choose whatever you feel like choosing. No, we're going to help you to find out what the right set of courses is, given who you are and where you want to go to with this master's program. Let me give you an example of a number of the courses that we're going to offer. And I'll explain to you a little bit about this later on. First of all, on the technology pillar, what you are going to see is courses on machine learning, image processing, data science, natural language processing, and a lot of other ones. If you look at what we're going to offer on the pillar understanding humans and context, you will actually see a number of those courses that I just mentioned on the technology side as well. Natural language processing, you can take it from the technological stance, but you can also take it from the stance of how natural language processing actually occurs in humans. So therefore, in this course, we're going to present you with a team of lecturers who will address this topic, natural language processing, from 2 sides. So therefore, a course like natural language processing will actually provide you with ECs on the technology pillar, but also on understanding humans and context. The storytelling has a lot of courses on, being able to present your story really well, but also making a documentary, coming up with a movie, maybe make a little animation, being able to provide an elevator pitch, debating skills. There could be a lot of things, a lot of courses along those lines. Let's continue. On the research side, and certainly if you want to do something in the relationship between technology and humans, you have to have good proper skills to study humans. So on the one hand, that means that you will be really well off if you have very good qualitative as well as quantitative research methods as your basis. Being able to come up with a really good questionnaire is something which is actually quite difficult. Being able to observe very carefully what you see happening in natural life, in daily life, is quite a task, which is something that you can learn and should learn in this program. But also you can think about brain-computer interfaces. You can think about how humans interact with robots and how they behave when they're confronted with the robot. On the design pillar, we have a lot of variation, really. On the one hand, we want you to become a real master of tinkering, so the real master of brainstorming, not just a very good brainstormer yourself, but also someone who is able to lead brainstorming sessions with other people. But also we want you to understand what design for behavior change could imply. We want you to understand what user-centered design is. We want you to be able to design interactive experiences, for example. The entrepreneurship courses that we're offering are very much geared to high-tech companies, the smaller startups, the tech companies, and very much also those companies that will have a future in the creative industries. So therefore, we're not just talking about the stories of the big companies, the companies that we all know so well, but we're very much geared towards the very fast-growing, high-tech companies. And the courses that we offer are very much geared to that. So when we're talking about for example, how you're gonna create money for your company, you will see that we offer a wide range of methods which are not so much covered in many traditional business courses. Then of course we have the research topics, and there's an internship. And the research topics, they will be more widely addressed by what Professor Dirk Heilen will have to say to you later on in this webinar. When we talk about the internships, there really is a number of options. Actually, there are very many options. On the one hand, you have internships at the bigger companies, sometimes also actually the smaller companies in our region and beyond in the country as a whole, such as Philips, such as Thales. But you could also work on any of on a lot of universities, different universities, for example, the ones that we have in this list. What we're now going to do is we're going to wait for Professor Heilen to join us, because he can tell you actually a lot about the research that's currently going on in this domain.
Hi, I'm Dirk Heilen, Professor of Socially Intelligent Computing at the University of Twente. And I would like to talk a bit more about the research in the Master of Science. It's a Master of Science and you will be involved in the research. Let me go back a couple of decades ago when I was at high school and trying to decide on what I would study. I was considering mathematics, linguistics, possibly philosophy or psychology, and even architecture. I finally decided to study linguistics, which included a fair deal of philosophy. But when I finished this master, it was 1984, and the university I was studying in Antwerp just started postgraduate courses in computer science and natural language processing. Now, my interest in mathematics was kind of replaced by my interest in computer science. So I worked quite a bit on computational linguistics, natural language processing, artificial intelligence. And when I arrived as an assistant professor at the University of Twente, I met Karen. Karen is a virtual human, also known as an embodied conversational agent. And I started to work on natural language dialogue systems. Now, in this case, working on natural language dialogue systems with an embodied conversational agent also means that you have to look at non-verbal communication. The expressive face expresses emotions. the character is a real character with a personality. So in this case, what you need to do is not just look at language, but as a much bigger picture, including personality, emotion, psychology. So I was quite happy to pursue this career in combining all of this and the research. Now, a lot of this research also goes into the Master of Science Interaction Technology. But of course, this is my story and there's much more to it. So besides virtual humans, we're also doing research on robots. Socially intelligent robots that not just know how to behave, but also know how to interpret our behaviors. Modeling human behavior, making them autonomous, and looking at several applications such as guiding or assisting elderly or guiding visitors in a museum are just one of the applications or some of the applications that we're looking at. Okay, so we're also looking at environments that are computer equipped and in which you can interact through visuals with your whole body, playing with wearables and smart materials. So what we are actually doing here is not just looking at natural language processing, but at interaction in a much broader scale. And this is what we call intelligent multimodal interaction. Multimodal referring to all our senses. We try to build machines that are able to detect your emotions through your speech, or that can track your posture, your movements, or even read your mind through brain-computer interfaces. And besides robots, we're looking at, as we just said, as a whole environment that can play a role and interact with you. So, in my current research, I'm combining computer science, linguistics, psychology, a bit of philosophy, but what about architecture? Well, it's mainly just a hobby, but in one or another sense, I'm really interested in building stuff. So it's not just that we are researching these things, but we're also trying to build them into applications that have a real impact on science and on society. Now, if I was to choose again, I would probably, or even certainly, decide on the interaction technology program. And you will see a short movie of more research that we are undertaking. And afterwards, we'll have Emil Harmsen saying more about his graduation project.
Hi, my name is Emil Harmsen and I'm a master's student of interaction technology. Before I started with my master iTech, I did a bachelor creative technology at the same university. And studying interaction technology was a really logical step for me after doing creative technology. With creative technology, I learned a lot about how to use different technologies in a creative way to create nice experiences for people. And I think with interaction technology, that's a really good follow-up to that, because it's still really focused on the experience that people have with technology, but it's more oriented to research as well. So we really look with a scientific method on how those technologies affect the people. During my master, I noticed that there's a lot of personal contact between the students and the teaching staff and the professors. I could just walk into an office of a professor and ask questions or present an idea. The same is also the other way around. If I'm working on something, the staff would just come by and ask what is happening, and maybe do a little brainstorm about different ideas on how to continue with a certain project. For example, my master thesis project, my graduation project. For this project, I used a lot of different technologies, mainly in in augmented reality and virtual reality. What I made is a telepresence system that allows people to be present on a different location from a distance, from wherever on the world actually. And I use virtual reality for that, so the remote person can put on a virtual reality headset, and after having put on this headset, that person can just walk around in a distant location. Now, things like that have been done before, but what's special about this system is that the local person can also see that remote person as if he or she is actually walking around in the same room as well. And this allows for really interesting scenarios where a remote expert can, for example, help a local person with a task that he or she needs help with. And it can be done in a really intuitive way. And to further explain this, I would like to show a video that shows the environment that I used to evaluate this system that I made. So in this video you see 4 different perspectives. The top 2 videos are from the remote location, and the bottom 2 videos are at the escape room location. So the task that the users were faced with in this video was to escape from the escape room. There are 3 tasks that each require information that only the remote person knows. So as you can see here, the remote person is standing with a VR headset on, and for her it's like as if she is walking or being in the same room as I am. So I am in the escape room in this case. So in the top left video you see her walk around in her real environment, but what she actually sees is what you see in the top right video. So this first task was for her to guide me through a maze of invisible radiation beams that only she could see. And as you could see, she was using hand gestures in the same environment as I am to guide me through this maze. Now for the second task, we had to collect certain blocks. But I again didn't know what blocks I had to collect. Only she could see in this virtual environment what I had to collect. And by using natural hand gestures, she was able to show me what blocks I needed to collect. As you can see, it's a really natural way of interacting, just as if one would do as they would if they would be physically in the room as well. And that's kind of the goal of this system: make it feel, make the users feel like they're actually together in the same room, so that it makes collaborating easier than when you would, for example, use a phone call or a Skype connection. So, and to end the tasks from the escape room, we had to align the blocks in the right way so that the lasers, the invisible lasers, would hit the markers in the right way. So there was again a task that focused on using the right hand gestures and spatial coordination. All right, thank you for your attention, and Alma will be back with you shortly.
Wasn't it a nice story by Emil? I really love his project and I love the experience that he shared with you today. Closely affiliated to our master's program Interaction Technology is the program that's offered by the EIT Digital Master School, and which is called Human-Computer Interaction and Design. And actually, when you take up that program, which is a 2 years master program as well, I'll tell you a little bit about it shortly, you will get a double degree. And this double degree is, on the one hand, Interaction Technology from the University of Twente, and on the other hand, it's the diploma of the university that you take your second part of this master. Because in this master, what you're going to do is you're going to study 1 year with us and another year at one of our partner universities. This program has a lot of business in it, so it's very much geared towards entrepreneurial students, but it's a very nice one, and we really want to present it. It's 2 years again, it's 1 year with us, and it's 1 year abroad, and it leads to a double degree diploma. After interaction technology, there are really a lot of opportunities for you in a wide variety of domains. And you will see them here. Just to give you an example of what our graduates have gone into. On one hand, you will see a lot of jobs that you will recognize coming from the computer science domain, but also you will see a lot of other things, such as the front-end designer, such as the game programmer, project managers, at the more general side. We have a lot of people becoming application specialists, and we have a lot of people working on tech development. They work at a wide variety of institutions. On one hand, you see a lot of companies, you see a lot of knowledge-based firms such as TNO, research institutes, but also they go to universities or they take up a PhD project afterwards. If you want to be admitted to the program, and I hope you have a real interest after this talk, after this webinar, you are straight away admissible if you have a degree from our own university of computer science, creative technology, electrical engineering, and business and IT. If you come from another university, and I suppose many of you will, then you're also right away admissible if you have a degree on computer science, if you have a degree in artificial intelligence, but you must apply first. If you've done something else, such as computer science, such as communication science or communication science or advanced technology or any other given program, please apply first, and we'll work with you to see what you have to do in terms of a pre-master, overcoming deficiencies that you may have and which may prevent you from successfully completing the program. So don't hesitate to apply. Always inform, talk to us, and we'll see how it works out. If you come from a University of Applied Sciences, for example, you've taken a degree in ICT, your pre-master will look a little different than if you've done some other programs at the University of Applied Sciences. But take into account that in that case, we will ask you to take academic skills. We will usually ask you to take courses on math and maybe programming, and sometimes also being able to come up, to work on user-centered design. But depending on who you are, we can offer you, hopefully, a successful pre-master program and therefore admit you to the program. So, why would you study interaction technology? What should be your driver? If you want to work on technology and systems that really understand people and can adapt to their environment. If you want to take in-depth technology courses where tech meets human behavior and impacts society, then this really is the program for you. There are a lot of opportunities abroad, so if that's your interest, look no further, I would almost say. And students, our students, they participate in ongoing research projects. You can easily communicate with our professors. They're very nearby. They're very welcoming you to participate in their own high-class research, as already Professor Dirk Heilen talked to you about. If you want to have more information, look on our website and you will find a lot more. Also, you can look at our Instagram page, Twente iTech. And don't forget, if you're in the neighborhood, sign up for Student for a Day, because that really is the best way to understand what this program is really about. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. We will shortly come back to you to answer any questions that you may have. So please stay with us for the Q&A session shortly afterwards this talk. Thank you so much. Hi there, I'm back again. I just heard from the crew in our control room that there was a really international audience with us today. And that's something which really fits this program. So first of all, thank you very much all for attending this webinar. I have to apologize for some of the bad connections that we had along the way. But as we all know, technology sometimes fails, and therefore it's actually good to have those programs like the one we're discussing today, since that's the new era really of making technology more user-friendly, more intuitive. So, okay. In fact, we're going to send all of you a link to the complete recorded webinar. So if you want to look at it again, you have plenty of opportunities for that. So let me discuss with you some of the questions and answers that we got along the way. The first one is, why should I, as a computer scientist, apply for this program? Thank you very much for this question. It was actually posed by quite a few of you. And my answer would be that if you have a strong interest just in technology and you want to go really deep into computer science without really caring what you can do with it, if you want to go into computer science for the computer science, then this is not your program. However, if you want to apply your very deep knowledge of computer science and everything that you can do with it to the real world, you want to make applications, you want to make installations that really make sense to society and that have an impact on society, come to us. Because we will shape you into the new engineer, who's able to bridge between various disciplines. Computer science on the one hand, but also being able to understand customers, to understand users, and to understand what it means to design something which has an impact on society. So again, to summarize, if you're really deeply interested in just technology, go study computer science. On the other hand, if you want to make applications that matter based on your deep knowledge about computer science, choose for this program. It will suit you really well, I think. And don't be mistaken about the depth that you will be able to gain in this program. Since you already had a bachelor in either computer science, creative technology, electrical engineering, you will actually build upon that basis. So at the end of the program, and depending on your choices, you will actually have a very deep knowledge about the technology, but you've gained knowledge in other disciplines as well. And together, as I already said, will make you into a new engineer who is able to actually answer the questions that society is currently facing. That was the first one. Let's continue and see what we have in stock. Can you tell us something about the lab facilities? Oh yes, I'm more than happy about this, because I think that the lab facilities that we have and the investment that we've done on technology is really great. This University of Twente, is so much a high-tech university that there has been a lot of emphasis on being able to provide students with very excellent technological facilities. We have wonderful labs, we have very good VR, AR technology, we have a whole family of robots all waiting for you to come and play with it, to experiment with it, to make applications for them. We have a wonderful game lab, and we have excellent facilities to build your installations in. We have a wonderful design lab, we have the Smart XP, we have more specialized labs, and it's very much something that characterizes our university. So I think when you talk about facilities, we are in really good shape. And if there's something that's currently missing, if you tell that to us, we have definitely possibilities to actually think about how we can acquire those for you, for your projects. When we talk about the lab facilities, I also would like to emphasize the very informal atmosphere that we have here at the University of Twente. Our professors have an open door policy. You can talk to them about your project. You can talk to them when you have concerns about your program. They are very open to you, and actually they will also walk up to you when they see you working in the lab and just wonder what you're doing. So this open door policy, this open-minded environment is something I would like to stress as well in this webinar, because it's something which I think is what makes Twente so great to study, and which makes Twente so great as a university to be in. So let's continue. Is interaction technology part of the artificial intelligence research field? Yes, I would say so. If you want to make robots smart, if you want to make smart environments, if you want to do something with the Internet of Things, if you want to do something with games, in all those situations, in all those applications, you will always try to make installations, applications as smart as can be, because that's really what society asks for. Things, applications, robots, caregivers that are as personal as can be. So, and if you want to make them personal, they should understand you and should be able to come up with answers, come up with their responses in a way that we would consider intelligent. So artificial intelligence is very much a part of our program, but it's not exclusively artificial intelligence that we're going to teach you about. It will also be about psychology, it will also be about design, entrepreneurship, and there will be many other technological subjects as well in this master program. But yes, keep in mind, artificial intelligence is very much something of the future and something that's very well covered in our program, and it's actually part of many of the courses that you can take with us. The ratio of international students, a very relevant question if you take into account the visitors that we have today in our webinar. Well, the ratio of international students at our university is about 25%, but that includes also all of the bachelor's programs. So in fact, for the master's program, this number is a much higher number. My best estimate for the master interaction technology is that we have about 35 to 40% international students. And by international students, I mean students coming from all over the world. As we also see today in the webinar, people really coming from all over the globe. And that's something that we very much encourage and that we very much like. We love the diversity in the program. We have we have also a nice gender diversity in the program, males, females, and really people from all over the globe. And that's something which we think makes the program as attractive as it is. It's you. After interaction technology, yes, there's a whole life after it. There are so many options, there are so many possibilities. If we look at the environment, if I look in my own surroundings, if I look in Enschede, if I look all over the place in the Netherlands, there's an enormous search for ICT talent and for people with degrees like yours. And keep in mind, you can apply to many jobs that really are in the middle of computer science and doing something with humans, being able to address human needs. But also you have a lot of knowledge in each of the underlying disciplines that you can use in applying for certain jobs. So you see the whole wide range of what people have done after a program like this. A product lead, a software architect, a senior game programmer, front-end designer, user experience architect. And you could work at a lot of companies, and we've listed only a few, and of course they're only Dutch companies. but it shows you the wide variety of places where you could go to, ranging from innovative companies such as NEDAP or as Topicus, but you could also work for knowledge institutions like TNO, the Netherlands Forensic Institute, universities, universities of applied sciences, the banking, Coolblue, and you could you could actually start your own company as well. Very much so, based on the projects that you do in this program. And that's what we've seen already a number of times. So really, there's a lot of options, and in the course of the program, you'll be able to discover for yourself what really fits you and what really suits you in this program. Admission to the program: a number of the bachelors at our own university are directly admissible: computer science, creative technology, electrical engineering, business and IT. But you're also right away admissible with a bachelor from other research universities, such as computer science, artificial intelligence, but please do apply first. For some of the other universities, I would definitely recommend get in contact, do apply, and we'll give you an honest answer whether you can be admitted. And if you want to prepare yourself for this master and you think that, oh, my knowledge of computer science or programming is not really up to date, we can give you advice on what you could do with self-study to actually raise the level of where you are before the start of the program. And in fact, we do offer pre-master programs as well. Okay, we've come to the end of the presentation. I hope you really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed preparing this webinar for you and to talk with you about this new program, Interaction Technology, that we really love and that we really think is fulfilling a need of many of our students. If you feel that as well, and if you want to apply, please do so. If you have any questions left, please get in contact with me, and I'll be more than happy to get up with my staff and also with all the people who participated today, also Professor Dirk Heijlen, also Emiel Harmsen, our student. We will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. And please keep in mind, if you want to and if you are around, you can always apply for Student for a Day as well. I hope to see many of you in Twente. And in the meantime, thank you so much for participating in this webinar. Bye!